Hello everyone, my name is Itamar Blauer, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing the Ahrefs Webmaster Tools, which is the last episode of reviewing the free SEO tools by Ahrefs. But before we get started, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future SEO videos. So let's jump into the landing page first of all, where we've got all the free SEO tools. When you scroll down, you'll see Ahrefs Webmaster Tools here, and essentially what this does is it's going to give you access to two sections of the Ahrefs kit. You're going to have access to the Site Audit and the Site Explorer. So when we scroll down here, we can see that it does mention this here. You'll have the free limited access to Site Explorer and Site Audit tools, and of course when you sign up you can check the health of the site, see your backlinks, and also see the organic keywords that are bringing you traffic. So obviously you can scroll down and see all the bits and bobs over here. So I'll leave a link to this, of course, in the description. But once you're signed in, what you can do with Ahrefs Webmaster Tools is connect a domain property that you've got, let's say in Google Search Console, so you can import that data into Ahrefs Webmaster Tools. So you can either add a code snippet on your site to do this, or you just import from Google Search Console, and I found that the latter is much easier to do. So what that actually shows up is when you click on the GSC Performance tab in the dashboard, you'll be able to see Google Search Console data here, and you can of course mess around with the filters and you'll be able to see all the data here. And I'm using this site as an example to show you this, and you can of course filter it just like you would be able to with the Google Search Console, and that's just something that you can check out. So you can kind of do all of this within the one sort of tool, so you don't need to have different tabs open, for example for Search Console or for anything else. And of course, when we're in here, we can see the overview on the dashboard. So you can see very quickly a health score, domain rating, your referring domains, links, organic traffic, organic keywords. It will split it up by countries as well. To look more into the features that you get with the Ahrefs Webmaster Tools, like I said, you have access to Site Explorer and Site Audit. So for example, if we click on this property that we've got, it will go into the Site Explorer, and then we can see something that you'd be familiarized with if you have seen previous videos on Ahrefs, or if you've used Ahrefs in the past. But essentially you can use, I think you can use pretty much all of these options from the Site Explorer, which is absolutely nuts, because you can take a look, for example, to see top pages from organic search. It'll be able to show you that. There is the new kind of 2.0 element of Ahrefs, but if you don't want to see that, there are of course the legacy ways to view these reports as well, and you can see all of this great stuff. So checking to see what anchors you're getting into your site. You can also see any broken links in your backlink profile. You can see the outgoing links in terms of what anchors are using to link out, all of these sorts of things here. And I'm not going to cover all of these, but just to tell you that you have access pretty much to all of these within the Site Explorer tool. And this is with a free account, which again is absolutely insane. And the thing to mention about the Site Explorer tool is that you can only use it for websites that you've verified. So I can't, for example, go into Site Explorer and type in youtube.com, because it's going to say that I have to verify the ownership of that domain. So that's why it is limited in that sense. So you can see everything basically in terms of the Site Explorer features, but only for the sites that you've got verified. And of course you'll see them up here in the dashboard as well. So everything from the Site Explorer side of things you can do. And apart from the Site Explorer, you've also got access to Site Audit. So when you go into Site Audit, you'll be able to click into the property. You'll be able to take a look to see all sorts of issues that are happening on the site from a technical perspective. So you can see a breakdown of the issues. You can also look into Page Explorer to be able to quickly get a glance in terms of which pages are getting traffic, what their status codes are, what's the crawl depth within them. And I'm pretty sure you can filter these as well. So you'd be able to see which pages have the highest amount of crawl depth to be able to say, okay, well, maybe we want these pages to be more accessible with less clicks, and all sorts of things that you can see here in terms of the tools section and the reports section here as well. So you can take a look to see reports about redirects, for example, and you can click on redirect chains and be able to see how you can fix the redirect chains on the site. So again, similarly to the Site Explorer, you can do all of this, all of the features that we've got here down to the left. You can do that with the websites that you've got verified, and of course you can select it to run scheduled crawls, so you can get crawls to run every week if you wanted to, and be able to get reminders and be able to see the kind of effects over time of the crawls that you're doing. But I think to sort of summarize the Ahrefs Webmaster Tools on the whole, when we compare to the other aspects of Ahrefs that you don't get access to of this, like Keyword Explorer, Rank Tracker, Content Explorer, and these ones down the side here. So you can see you don't have access to them with the Ahrefs Webmaster Tools. But to be quite frank, I think it's very generous to be able to have access to the Site Explorer and Site Audit for free, just by verifying your domain with Google Search Console or adding a bit of code, because it really does give you a lot of value in the sense that you can take a look at your basically complete backlink profile, and you're able to also take a look at the audits, so checking for any technical issues on your site. And I highly recommend that you give this a go, especially like I've said kind of throughout this series, if you don't actually have access to any paid tools. And of course, there are tools that you can use for crawlers or for rank trackers and all sorts of stuff like this. But to get this for free, I think is extremely generous. And even like something that I didn't show you as well is looking into, for instance, the organic keywords. Even if you're not entirely sure maybe what you're ranking for, you can check to see that, and you can see when these have been updated, what the URL you're ranking for is, and it does give you the metrics of the keyword. So it'll give you volume, it'll tell you where your position is. And I'm pretty sure Ahrefs in the past, they limited the free accounts, so you wouldn't be able to see any data about the keywords. If the position was 20 or over, in terms of the number, so 21, 22, etc., then you wouldn't be able to see the actual metrics. But now they've removed that, so it's really transparent. You can see pretty much all the data across all the keywords that you're ranking for, all within this free tool as well. And I think the other thing that you can't do is just export the data here. So when you click on export, you have to go pro to do that. But I mean, to be honest, everything else in here that you have access to is pretty impressive, because especially like if you're starting out, you're not going to need absolutely everything, but this is such a great standard to use if you want to be able to use a free tool and get so much useful information about your site and how it's performing. So I hope you enjoyed this video covering the Ahrefs Webmaster Tools. Leave a like rating below if you enjoyed it, and leave your thoughts down below in terms of what your favorite aspects of the Ahrefs Webmaster Tools is, and anything that you might think needs to be improved or added or changed or even removed. So I'd like to hear your thoughts down below, and I've been Itamar Blauer. As always, I will see you in the next video. Hey, you've reached the end of this video, but don't worry, there's plenty more great content that you can watch right now. All you have to do is click one of the 2 video links on the left side of the screen. And also, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to never miss out on future uploads.